All right, legends, welcome back to part two with the incredible Morgan Zambrano. I forgot to mention one of my favorite things about her, although for you guys, you're thinking, like, how is that one of your favorite things about this amazing person? Like, she has a Z or a Z in her name, right? Like, me too. So, like, it's like rare that I get to speak to people who have a Z or a Z in their name, right? Like, I love it. I love it. So, Morgan, you're amazing. I love like the VIP groups, the mock launches, the theme. There was so much. I think that you could do like a 3 day online or in-person seminar on
Mhm.
like the mock launch, then your own VIP launch, and then this theme. It's just, and I know you for that. Like I know that you still use the Facebook groups and all that fun stuff. So I think the big question that I've got is like, well, I mean, it's not a big question, but it is. How many times a day do you post in yours? Like, what like variation of posts do you do? Like, how are you how are you authentically showing this sounds like such a stupid question. How are you authentically showing your authentic self? Because for some people it just doesn't come naturally. Like it's like,
Mhm.
oh, I'm a private person. Like, how do I capture myself being authentic? Because we live in a day and age where you send a voice note to someone, yeah, so I was, and you mess it up, and then you're like, oh, Brian, why did you make so much noise? I'm sending a voice note, and then, yeah, it's so funny. It's like it's kind of fake, right? Well, we live in that world where we do stuff for that. So, yeah, what do you post in there? Like, how are you being authentic? How are you showing like the big heart that you have with other people?
So let's see. One, I do go live almost every single day. Um, I know that's gonna scare that might scare some people, but that's again, it's just something that I've done pretty much since the beginning. I was scared too, but once I started going live, I just found it to be the easiest way for me to communicate. In case you can't tell,
Hmm.
talking, not
Right.
difficult, right?
Right.
And so I go live in my group almost every day. Like I said, I am using my products in that live video most days. So it's again going to depend on what type of business that you're in. But I
Mm.
do go live almost every single day in my group, which I would love to also talk a little bit about Facebook group strategies during this, just
Yeah.
to note that
Yeah.
in a little bit. So I go live most days. I will literally post a selfie with me with my products. And again, you might think that that is redundant. It's not. I'm just going to tell you right now, like, try it for 30 days. And when your business increases, like, you're welcome. I am telling you that repetitiveness every single day for your whole life, like, will help your business. It's not going to hurt your business to post that you're using your products every single day. So I will go live. I will, post a picture of me either like holding my products, using my products, even just a picture of my products, whatever. But then, like I said, we do a lot of themes. So if I was to do, like I said, like a water challenge, which I think I should. That could be for, and anyone could do a water challenge. That'd be
Yeah.
fun. But with a water challenge, I would make posts about the water challenge. So I aim to answer your question. I aim to
Yeah.
post 3 times a day in my group, but that's a mixture of. I try to actually let me just put it plainly because this is literally what I would tell my team. Um, I try to post 3 times a day in my group. I go live. I usually do a product-based post, and I usually do either a lifestyle post or an engagement post. Like engagement posts can be silly. It can be those
Hmm.
silly memes that you see that are like, "What's your spring name?" It's like
Hmm.
Hopper if you're born in May or whatever. Like it can be those silly posts because again, I do want to talk a little bit about Facebook group strategy, which is why I part of the reason why I
Hmm.
love Facebook groups.
Hmm.
Um, but some sort of engagement. So something for people to comment on, something for people to watch, something for people to buy. Is that
Oh my Lord, I love it. What was the first one? So, something for people to watch, something for people to buy. What was the first one?
something for people to comment on and engage with? Because again, that's a whole rabbit hole I could go down. But when people say like, no one's commenting on my stuff, I'm like, you're probably not giving them anything to comment on. So your posts have to give them a reason to comment in some sort of way, even if you're literally asking, like, comment me if you relate, or comment relate, or whatever. If you see this, drop me a blah, 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 like whatever. Ask
Hmm.
for comments. So
Hmm.
asking for comments, give them something to watch, give them something to buy.
Oh my God, so good. So I love this because again, like as you mentioned actually before, like groups really thrive when people are engaging and adding their own content or adding their own questions in the chat and other people getting involved, because then it is a group of people, which is a community, which is amazing. Also, what you said there, what gets repeated, like it's important for people to know, like what gets repeated gets remembered. And
Mhm.
like, it's not the algorithm that builds a following, it's the people who build a following. It's the conversations that are happening down the street of Sharon going to her friend Kelly, going, "Hey, Kelly, do you follow Morgan?" And they're like, "No, no, why?" Like, "Oh, she's the girl who does this." And like, "Oh, yeah, I've heard about that." Like, go follow her. Like, all of those happening around the world. All the people right now talking about Alex Hormozy, that's what's building his brand, not the algorithm, right? It's the people, not the algorithm. So, and again, which is that word again, there's a kind of a common theme, by the way, Morgan, with this content and conversion summit of like people. There's
Mhm.
content, there's conversion, but it doesn't matter if you do it in person or online. Like, it all comes down to just knowing what moves people into action and starting more conversations. So what's what's the overall strategy? The overall Facebook strategy? Because I made a note of it, as you said, right?
No, I know. I was like, wait, because I have like just some little tips and tricks.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the reasons why I love, like one of my favorite things about groups
Mm-hmm.
is the power to create events. And I really don't see hardly anyone else utilizing this. I make
Uh-huh.
an event in my group almost every single week. And that probably sounds insane. But you would be like, people get burnt out on it. No, because they know exactly what's coming up. The people in my group know what's coming up. And I do this in my team Facebook group too, because I use a Facebook group for my team, right? So my team knows when we have events coming up. And it is so powerful because I actually don't like messaging people because I'm quite introverted and I don't like people randomly messaging me. But I also have like no memory of anything. I will not remember anything. So if there's an event that I can RSVP to, and
Mm-hmm.
when I RSVP, I know that person is going to pop me a message to remind me. That's my personality. I really like that. And so whenever I say I'm going to have a sale, or say I know that a product launch is coming, or say, again, I keep coming back to this water challenge thing, say we're going to do a water challenge, whatever. I'm not dropping that in the middle of a Tuesday. That's like I'm telling them it's coming up with as much knowledge, with as
Mm-hmm.
much
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
whatever, with as much knowledge as I have. You don't
Yeah.
always know if products are going to launch or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
if you know something that you want to do, like I make an event for it, and then on Facebook, you can just like, and again, people don't do this. People are gonna be like, you
Mm-hmm.
can't do that. That's so spammy. It works for me. I don't care. I know that the people in my group want to see what I'm posting. So
Yeah.
if you, let me get on my high horse for a second.
Mm-hmm.
If you're spam inviting people into your group,
Mm-hmm.
like that might be different. I know the people in my group want to see what I'm posting. So when I create events and I literally press the invite all button and it invites everyone into my group or in everyone to the event, it's because
Yeah.
everyone in my group wants to be involved in the events.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Like,
And so so
leave the group if otherwise.
right, it's
Right.
like if they get invited to multiple events and they don't want to be in any of them, they probably don't want to be in my group. They're probably not interested, right?
No, no.
So I create events, then you can invite everyone because everyone always says no one sees my posts in the group, no one's getting notifications. They get notifications if they've RSVP'd to an event. It's just like make an event. It's that simple. Like, so anyway, so I've trained my team. We make events for everything, literally everything that we do. We create events. We invite the people who RSVP. Those are like the hot leads that we know are interested in whatever it is that we're talking about. Um, I also have just recently in the last 6 months, my team has converted to having VIP chats that go along with their VIP group, which is obviously a little bit different of a subject, but still Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And so in our VIP chats, they're not like super chatty or anything, but it's the customers who aren't on Facebook all day long, but who want to know the new products that are launching, who want to know when there's a sale, who just want to be in the know, right? And so we have VIP chats. And then also, even just like when I go live, I will share that into my VIP chat because people, again, might not get a notification, but if they're in my VIP chat, they're definitely going to see that I went live, right? And so the addition of the chat has actually increased sales. And we know for a fact that it has come from the chats. If that's
Wow.
helpful.
Oh my God. Sorry, I'm making like I'm like transcribing this. I probably should just use AI instead, but I'm old school. Like the pen and paper, there's loads of pages. Pen and paper allows me to like go and repeat this to the rest of the world, right? And
Right.
we were saying as well, like you were sharing how like, you heard me talk about Facebook groups and then you've gone
Mhm.
out and used your own creative brain to then do your own thing, and now it's coming full circle and everyone else is learning from it as well. So this is really good. So when people RSVP,
Mhm.
right? Are you actively reaching out, or because of your personality? Because more guys, Morgan's like me, right? Like we're both introverted. I have over the years trained myself to get out of the introvertedness and like bam, be like super high energy extrovert when I need to. But it also takes a lot of energy. I mean, hey, it's been a few years now, right? But it also took a lot of energy for me to reach out to complete strangers, even though they made it obvious, and message them just because of my personality type. And I think a lot of people can connect with that. So are you actively reaching out? Are you instigating conversations, or are you just, hey, I'm just going to keep creating until I'm just wait until someone says, hey, Morgan, I've been following you for 3 years. Like, how do you do that?
No, if they RSVP to any of my events, that is like my
Mm-hmm.
one trigger. I mean, well, I have a couple, but if we're talking about Facebook specifically, that is like my biggest. I know for a fact that they're interested because they could just not click anything. Like
Mm-hmm.
they could click nothing and they wouldn't be added to the list, or they could click decline and not be interested. But
Yeah.
if they select going or interested, like I know for a fact they're interested. And again, thinking about my own personality, like if it's a say it's a sale and it's ending in 2 hours, and I notice 10 of the people on the RSVP list haven't placed an order, I'm going to message them directly and say, like, hey, zero pressure, but saw you RSVP to this. I know I forget everything. So just wanted to pop a reminder that the sale ends in 2 hours. Like in my
So
customers, again,
good.
I've never had any. I don't like negative feedback. I know I should be over that, but
Mhm.
I'm really not.
Yeah.
I've never received any negative feedback to messaging someone
Mhm.
that's RSVP to something. So
Well, it's just so natural, right? And you're not like
yeah.
it's not like the usual selling script. Can you repeat that script one more time? I know people watching this, they can rewind and go, but
Right.
like the way you said it was just so like blah, 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 that it was just like, oh my God, that just sounds like you could do that in your sleep.
Oh well, you say that, and now I'm like, well, now I'm on the spot.
Yeah,
What I say?
that's right. Because but hey, but that's a really good point. Like it's not necessarily a word by word script.
Oh, that's
It's
true.
just
Okay.
like this, like the second time you say it could be completely different, right? But like
Right.
it's still the point of like I know. Like, I think the key part was like if you
No,
like me,
I mean, I
this
do.
the
I
thing,
could
right?
probably do it. I'm like,
Right.
hey, no
Uh-huh.
pressure, but I saw that you RSVP to this, and the sale is ending in 2 hours, and I know that I forget everything. So there, at the end, I would probably say, just so you know, the sale is
Uh-huh.
ending in 2 hours.
Uh-huh.
And then sometimes I'll be like, let me know if you have any questions or whatever. But it's always
Oh
no
my man.
pressure because I like panic about being salesy. So it's
That's
always
what
no pressure, and it's always a specific,
that's
like
what I wrote
example.
down. Hey, no pressure script. That's what
Hmm.
I wrote down. The hey, no pressure script. Like it's good. And again, like you and I are very similar, right? Because we didn't like negative feedback. We don't like negative feedback. That's why I started saying to people like, no worries if not. I just wanted you to know. I just had to ask. Like I
Hmm.
wanted to make it so easy for them to go, no. So I'd be like, well, I said you could say no, and you said no, then no hard
Yep.
feelings, right?
I
And
use
it just
no
makes
worries
everything.
if not. Another thing I was
Mhm,
thinking for events for anyone who's like
mhm,
newer, or
mhm,
like if your company doesn't do sales or anything like that.
mhm,
Um, I will have people, especially my newer people or people who
mhm,
feel like no one's seeing my stuff. Like, why should I go
mhm,
live if no one's seeing it? I say, I mean, I say this nicely,
uh-huh,
but sometimes when you're going live every day, you get really repetitive and you kind of actually can get boring instead of more exciting, depending on like your energy level, right? So I'll be like, well, create a fun live topic that you know
mhm,
people are interested in, and then create an event for it. So like everyone
mhm,
knows that it's happening, and then you know that it's not the algorithm, it's not that people aren't seeing it. Like, but it could be because they're busy. So like let them know that the live event is happening. So that's another thing. If you're like,
mhm,
well, I don't have sales or I'm not creative, just then like
mhm,
make an event to go live Thursday night at 8 o'clock
mhm.
on
Yeah.
whatever topic. And then the people who RSVP, you can send them the replay. Just
Yeah, yeah. Send the replay if needed. Oh my
again,
God.
hey, I
Right.
saw you
Hey, no
RSVP
pressure.
to my event. I saw it was so much fun. Oh my gosh, that video or I hope you love it. I hope it provided value to you. Like all those things.
Oh, this has been so good. This has been so good. So, like, of the team, like, how have you found it now? Like, because when you kind of stuck, because you've been doing this for a while, like with a team who are out on Instagram, they love Instagram more than anything, or they love TikTok more than anything, or they don't like social media at all. Like, how have you been able to get them over onto Facebook, or have you had to do something completely different for those guys because they're like, yeah, I just don't like Facebook, or they're like, how's that looked? How's that worked?
I mean, I'm very much like, as long as you're happy, I'm happy. And that's one of the
Hmm.
things I will tell them is like, as long as you're happy, I'm happy. But also I know that this works because I've been doing it for a really long time and it works. Like, and so I do encourage them to do a launch. I mean, again, not
Hmm.
everyone does, but I will say most of them do, even if they're more on, TikTok or Instagram. I'll say, hey, can we do a launch on Facebook? If they have a Facebook. If they don't have a Facebook at all,
Hmm.
like they're
Hmm.
probably doing fine anyway. But
Yeah, yeah.
honestly, I
Mhm.
personally am not attracting people who don't have a Facebook at all because
Right,
they're
right,
mostly
right.
on Facebook.
Yeah.
But what I would say though is I would still encourage them as a leader. I would still encourage them to have what I call, again, I call it a VIP group on Facebook. So
Hmm.
everyone who ends up purchasing from them specifically, like
Yeah.
if they're really pushing about like I don't want to have a Facebook group, I would say, well, what about every single person who buys from you? Like, do you want to follow up with all of these people? Like, do you want to be messaging all of those people? Do you want to, like, how are they going to find out about the sales, the new products, the whatever? Like, wouldn't you want to, like, a group just to have those people? Just because you don't have Facebook, they probably do. Right. And so the VIP group is just, at the very least, a place to put your actual VIPs, meaning like the people who purchased from you. Does that make
Hmm.
sense?
Yeah, for sure. Do you have a leaderboard in your company?
Mhm. Kind of. Not really.
Like
I mean, yeah.
no. So like, but like, okay,
Every
like
month. It's monthly, but we
it's
can't
mo
see it.
yeah. I'm just thinking like, how many of the people that you're aware of who are like top sellers use this strategy inside of the company?
Honestly, the
Hmm.
top, like the tippy top
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
actually, no, they do.
yeah,
But the tippy top people are Instagram like
yeah,
influencers.
yeah.
The people that are selling
Of course.
like literally like, $1 million
Yeah,
a year.
yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, which is good though,
um
right? Because the person who makes the most money is not the person who's the influencer. The person who makes the most money is the person who's got the most number of people
mhm,
doing the little action
yes.
like that, and that's why systems are so important to help the 80%, not the five
Right.
percent. You know.
So that would just be like the top five people, but then
Hmm.
I would say a majority of the people under the top five, like literally under the top five, are using Facebook groups. Like I know for sure they're using Facebook groups. I haven't actually used this word yet because I'm trying really hard to stay focused. But we call them drip campaigns. That's what I was talking
Uh-huh.
about making the 7-day posts.
Uh-huh.
So we all make drip campaigns. We all make them for our teams. We put them in boards. Our team shares them into their Facebook groups. And that would be, so you said the top sellers, but if we're talking
Yeah.
about the top team leaders, where the team volume is the biggest, it's all Facebook. It's all Facebook groups. It's all this strategy. So
Yeah.
the little people are using Facebook, and we're using Facebook enough to be the top team sales. Does that make sense?
100%. So it's interesting. Whenever I do these summits, I always get into a state of like, because I speak to people all the time, right? Usually chat, voice messages, whatever, different leaders from all different companies, all different countries. Like, I would say that one of the things I'm most blessed, like one of the things I feel most blessed about from the business perspective is I'm aware of what's working. Like, I don't know anyone else who has as number of conversations as I do, right? Like with everyone from different backgrounds, so I know what works. And it's so interesting that people is the through line, right? No matter what it is, you get good at understanding people, personality types, what moves them, what gets them excited, you will win. But this is now like the third or fourth time just today that I've been understanding, well, not understanding, hearing drip campaigns. And I've
Really?
known about drip. Yeah, I've known about drip campaigns for 20, 25 years, right? but it feels like it's become a full, like a full circle, a full cycle moment, like fashion and like now
Mhm.
marketing, like all goes around that like train. And I've always believed that bite size is the best way, but like giving some things, giving people one step on
Mhm.
one day, the next step on the next day, and the next step on the next day. Like there's magic in that. Have you found that in your team? Like by giving them like something to post every day for 7 days, 6 weeks, 6 weeks, have you found that to make such a big difference because they feel that they know what to do, they follow the leader, they do that? Have you noticed a big difference with by doing that?
Oh yeah. I mean, for sure. Once we started, like, I mean, that's probably obvious, but once we started giving them content and like bite-sized content, they
Mm-hmm.
started doing more because they
Yeah.
could just take the content and post it. They didn't have to wonder, oh my gosh, like what should I post today? There are so many people who would take like 45 minutes to make one post just because they're overthinking it. And all they
Yeah.
have to do is look at the post, reword it a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and post it. And
Yeah.
so definitely giving my team posts, but also something I wanted to mention. I thought you were going a different way with that question, so I
Uh,
already had that was not right. But on Facebook 4 years ago, you could say, we're having a sale today. Like, go
yeah.
order. And like people would. Now, anytime I do anything, it's like at least 7 days. I'm drawing things out. A lot of people are shortening things. And I have been on Facebook specifically, I have been drawing things out. And a part of that is the algorithm. Usually you're
Mm-hmm.
seeing posts 4 or 5 days later. And so I was seeing that enough to where we started
Mm-hmm.
stretching things out, and the feedback on that has been really good. So obviously, like I said, we have the messenger chat for like this is happening now,
Mm,
but the actual themes and stuff we have lengthened, and
love
I
it.
have seen like benefit from that.
Yeah, because we would think that we make 3 or 4 posts on social media over like 1, 2, 3 days and everyone knows about it. And then we get messages saying, oh, I didn't know there was a sale on. You're like, how did you not
Right.
know there's a sale on? And I completely agree. That is another point of that is that so many people wait until the end of the month to build their business. Like
Mm-hmm.
build your business from day one. Like day one till day 31, like go, 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 go. Then don't expect it to be a bad month when you're doing a bad activity or a bad number of days being like 10 or less, you know? Morgan, it's been amazing. Really, I'm so glad that we've been able to chat and catch up. And you know what? Because the last time we spoke about this sort of stuff, what you shared was very similar. And it makes me so excited because that proves that it works.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and a lot of times people are looking for new strategies, new systems, new shortcuts, and they forget that the new stuff is then not necessarily proven. This is proven. A lot of the strategies that are shared are proven. This is absolutely proven. So my advice would be number one, go follow Morgan. It's the Morgan Zambrano. The name will be on here somewhere for you to go make sure you get the spelling right. So screenshot it. Do me a favor, once you follow her, just message her and say thank you. It might be an overwhelming number of people, but like she'll handle the love, that's for sure. And then for those of you on Facebook, go get this into action. For those of you who aren't on Facebook, consider coming back to your Facebook account and seeing how many conversations that you haven't had with all the friends on there, because I guarantee you haven't spoken to 100% of your list anyway. And then give this a go. Morgan, I appreciate you. Thanks so much. I look forward to the next time.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you. I hope this was helpful for everyone.